Hey everybody, it's Adrian, and in this video we're going to take a look at some FilaBlend. They have a monthly subscription that they call Color Lab for $19.95 a month. You receive 3 100-gram samples of their FilaBlend PLA. And if you're not familiar with it, FilaBlend, what it is, it's a tricolor filament, but unlike a regular gradient filament, the 3 colors run the entire length of the spool, or of the filament. So if you look at it from a cross section, basically it's going to be cut into 3 triangles, and there's all 3 colors go down through it. I've been wanting to try it for a while, and for Black Friday they ran a special on their Color Lab. It was discounted quite a bit, so this is the first month I've ever gotten. I've never tried the filament before, but I've been looking forward to it. So let's open it up and see what we have inside. Alright, so the first one is going to be a, well, that's really pretty. It's a purple and an orange. I'm not sure what the third color is. Can't quite see where the end is, but it's a purple and orange and something. So that one is pretty. Next we have a black, white, and red. That one's cool too. Alright, and then last we have a blue, white, green. Very cool also. Alright, and so in the Color Lab it says you'll get different colors every month, so you never know what you're going to get. And yeah, it's like any other filament. Some of the colors I wasn't too excited about. Some of the ones on the website look really cool. These all look pretty nice. I like these. What I'm going to do is print a couple vases on the CR10 to see what these look like, and so I'll be back once those are done. And we're back, and here's the result of some of the test prints. I did these 3 vases. This is a faceted vase by Bilbo 1958 on Thingiverse, and I did this in 40 scale on the X and Y and 33 on the Z, with 0.2 layer heights, 0.7 millimeter wall in Spiralize, which is a vase mode in Simplify 3D. I did 8 bottom layers, which should be enough to make them waterproof. This was on the CR10 with the 0.5 millimeter nozzle, and I just printed it fairly slow, and you can see the black, white, and red. It came out really, really cool. I wasn't too sure about the black, white, and the red originally, but I really like the effect, the way it came out. As you turn it, the different colors kind of become more predominant. So that one is actually, I like it more than I thought I would. Then we have the blue, green, white, and same thing. This one is more striped, and this one you can't really see the stripes as much. It just kind of makes it look like it's doing like a color shift as you turn it. And the reason for that, I believe, is because the black, white, and red, the filament was actually kind of twisted. So as it fed, it actually kind of rotated around, so the colors were actually moving, whereas this one was much more straight. It just fed straight in. And then same thing for the blue, orange, purple. It looks like it's doing a color shift as you turn it. And same thing, this one went in pretty straight. And so they came out really awesome. I'm really happy with this filament. It's very cool. Very, very cool looking. Even the ones that I wasn't really sure about, like the black, white, and the red, actually looked really nice when they're printed. So I did a faceted vase because I really felt like that would show off the kind of color shifting nature of the filament. But the other thing, what took me a while, is I've been wanting to do my own maker coin for a while, and I finally decided, you know what, I need to go and get off my butt and design a maker coin and print it for this filament review. And so that's what actually took me a while. And this is what I came up with in the end. And I'm actually very happy with it. It took me quite a few tries just to get a design that I liked, to get the coin shape that I wanted and the logo in the middle and everything like that. But in the end, I'm really happy with it. And what I was kind of expecting in printing these was that I would really like this filament in like a faceted print, but on something like a more typical print I didn't think I'd like it as much, but I actually still do like it quite a bit. It's actually still really neat looking. On these you don't get that color shift kind of appearance, but as you look around the coin, the color still does kind of change, just like it does on this one. So same thing on all of them. It turned out really nice. It's very easy to print. These were done, what were these? These were at 205 degrees. These were at 196 degrees. This was at 0.16 layer height on the CR10 Mini. These were. Here's the only problem I ran into, and that is inconsistencies in the diameter of the filament. The black, white, red was 1.49 to 1.87 millimeters. So this one had a really wide variance in the diameter. The purple, blue, orange was 1.62 to 1.69. So this one was much more consistent, but just a little undersized. The green, blue, white was 1.7 to 1.82. So this one had a little more variance to it, and it really didn't show up in the print. If you look at it, it doesn't look like any of them under extruded at any point, even on the black, white, red one where it was down to 1.49, which is pretty undersized. It's still printed just fine. Now, here's where it does kind of show up, and this really only applies if you need to print something that's watertight. We can do a little experiment here. And what we're going to do, the first print that I did was with some leftover Strong Hero, not the Epic, the old version of the Gradient PLA. This is just some leftover that I had just to test and make sure that the 8 bottom layers were going to be enough to make it watertight. And I also want to make sure the 0.7 wall was enough. And I actually let it sit for hours like this. And I mean, and it holds water just fine. So where it gets interesting is the black, white, red. I'll hold it up, make sure you can see. It definitely does not hold water. So, just interesting. I actually printed this one at, it was I think 105% flow. These were all done with the exact same file, same G code. Just on the printer I turned this one up to 105% flow just to try to compensate for the thinner filament, and you can see it didn't really work. I never had any leak out of the sides, interestingly enough. It only came out of the bottom. So, and on this one, I forget, one of them didn't leak, and I'm trying to remember now which one. And, okay, and it was this one. It was the blue, green, white, which was blue, green, white, 1.7 to 1.82. So it wasn't as consistent, but it was a little bit larger, so it didn't really under extrude quite as much. This one, let me see, same thing. And like I said, these were all exact same G code. On this one, because I knew this was 1.62 to 1.69, I think I had this one up at 103 or 105% flow also. And you can see it still just wasn't quite enough. So all I'm going to do for these is I have some casting resin. I'll just drop down into the bottom. It'll completely seal it. You know, if you measure it before you start printing and adjust your flow rate accordingly, I don't really think it's an issue. You can't tell looking at them. They printed really, really nicely. So the inconsistencies kind of suck, but overall, I'm really happy with the filament. The box is a good price. The color combinations are really cool. The effect when you print is really nice, so I'm really happy with it. I'll probably keep doing the box for at least a little while just to see what other color combinations I can get. One other thing I almost forgot to mention. This is actually how much filament I have left at the end. Because these are 100-gram samples, they're bigger than typical samples, I actually still have quite a bit left. Now granted, these are not big prints. They don't take up a lot. The maker coin is 9 grams and the vase ended up being 31 grams, so it was 40 grams total per, but you figure a normal 50-gram sample I would basically be out. But since these were 100-gram samples, I still have 60 grams of each one left, so I can definitely still do a print. And if you wanted to do just one print per sample, you can actually get a pretty good sized print out of 100 grams. So that is another benefit that I do like to these samples, is that they're about twice as big as most people give you. So that's really good. I like that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and happy printing.